Hi, we're back out here at the Evergreen Memorial Cemetery, Civil War Enclosure again to do our fifth and final video in the series honoring the Civil War veterans interred here to remember them and honor their service. We'll be wrapping up today's video with a visit to a brigadier general who served in the Civil War as well. We thank you for watching this video and helping us to remember these soldiers. Please hit like and subscribe. And with that, let's get started. We are now at the gravesite of Mr. James Rayburn, who served as a private in Company G of the 58th Illinois Infantry during the Civil War. He was born in 1843. He passed away in 1864. And per my research, I found that Mr. Rayburn enlisted on December 14th of 1863 as a private. He passed away on June 19th of 1864 in Mound City, and he was 21 years old at the time of his passing. Mr. Rayburn's last name also appeared on some regimental records as Raburn, R-A-B-U-R-N. But regardless, to Mr. Rayburn, we thank you, sir, for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. We are now at the gravesite of Mr. John A. Shade, who served as a private in Company K of the 145th Illinois Infantry during the Civil War. He was born in 1847. He died in 1864, so he was 17 years old at the time of his passing. Per my research, I found that Mr. Shade enlisted on May 4th of 1864. He was at Camp Butler on June 9th of 1864 and was then sent to St. Louis, Missouri, and that he passed away on September 23rd of 1864 in St. Louis. To Mr. Shade, we thank you, sir, for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. We are now at the gravesite of Mr. James Scott, who served as a private in Company L of the 4th Illinois Cavalry during the Civil War. He was born in 1835. He died in 1864. He was 29 years old at the time of his passing. For my research, I found that Mr. Scott enlisted on September 2nd of 1861. He was a farmer in Leroy, Illinois, in his private life. He re-enlisted February 17th of 1864, and he died of disease on October 5th of 1864 in Natchez, Mississippi. To Mr. James Scott, we thank you, sir, for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. This is the gravesite of Mr. William F. Briggs, who is a corporal in Company D of the 8th Missouri Infantry during the Civil War, and he passed away on December 29, 1864. I do not have a birth date for Mr. Briggs, so I do not know how old he was at the time of his passing. The only thing I could find in my research was that Mr. Briggs enlisted as a private and was promoted to corporal before he passed away. To Mr. Briggs, we thank you, sir, for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. We are now at the gravesite of Mr. Lewis Sherman, who served as a private in Company I of the 135th Illinois Infantry during the Civil War, and he passed away in 1866. I was unable to find out any other information on Mr. Sherman's service. So, to Mr. Sherman, we thank you, sir, for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. We are now at the gravesite of Mr. Martin L. Youngman, He served as a private in Company I of the 113th Illinois Infantry during the Civil War. He was born in 1846. He passed away in 1866. So he was 20 years old at the time of his passing. Per my research, I found that Mr. Youngman enlisted on October 23rd of 1863. He also served in Company B of the 120th Illinois Infantry, and that he mustered out at the end of the war on September 10th of 1865 in Memphis, Tennessee. To Mr. Youngman, we thank you, sir, for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. This is the gravesite of Mr. Darius T. Donner, who served in the 7th Illinois Infantry during the Civil War. He was born on May 9th of 1833. He passed away on February 23rd of 1867. So he was 33 years old at the time of his passing. Per my research, I found that Mr. Donner's last name appeared on some records spelled D-O-N-N-E-R with a double N, that he enlisted on July 25th of 1861 as a private. He re-enlisted December 22nd of 1863, and then he mustered out at the end of the war on July 9th of 1865 in Louisville, Kentucky. To Mr. Donner, sir, we thank you so much for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. This is the gravesite of Brigadier General George Frederick Dick. He mustered into service in the Civil War on July 22nd of 1861. He initially served as captain of Company D of the 20th Indiana Volunteer Infantry. He was then major of the 20th Indiana Volunteer Infantry. He then became colonel of the 86th Indiana Volunteer Infantry. During his service in the Civil War, he was involved in the battles of the Second Battle of Bull Run, the Battle of Mechanicsburg, the Battle of Missionary Ridge, the Peninsula Campaign, and Sherman's March through Georgia. He mustered out of military service on June 6, 1865. He served as Postmaster General of Bloomington, Illinois until 1902. He was born in 1829. He died in 1914 and was 85 years old at the time of his passing. To General George Frederick Dick, sir, we thank you for your service to this country, and may you rest in peace. We thank you for watching this video and helping us to remember these veterans and their service to our country. Again, it's just my way of trying to make sure that they're not forgotten. We look forward to bringing you many more stories of our veterans in future videos. Please hit like and subscribe. We thank you again for watching, and have a good day.